Hi and welcome to this video. For today we'll be setting up GitHub and GitHub Desktop. And so for those who are not familiar to GitHub, GitHub is an online platform where one can store his or her code based on the projects you worked on. And one of its advantages is that through GitHub you can meet people with similar interests, and it's also a way to market your skills out there where people interested in hiring you can actually see the kind of skills you have based on the projects you've done. So go ahead and open your browser and search for GitHub. Click on the first link. So it actually brings you to a page similar to this. On your top right, you can actually see there are two options, sign in and sign up. Sign in is for those who already have an account, but in our case, we'll be signing up, meaning that we'll be creating a new account. So go ahead and click on sign up to create a new account. So it will actually start by asking for an email. So enter the email you want to use, then click on continue. And after entering your email, it should ask for a password. Choose the right password and follow the prompt to complete creating a GitHub account. In my case, I already have an account, meaning that I won't be creating a new one. So go ahead and also search for GitHub Desktop. So GitHub Desktop is an app that helps you upload your code, what you've written in like Python, Java, JavaScript, upload it to GitHub. Since you say that GitHub is an online platform where you can store your code, your projects. So to make it simple for you to upload your code, you basically use GitHub Desktop. So let's install and I'll show you how it works. So after searching for GitHub Desktop, you'll click on the first link. In my case, I'm using Windows, so all I have to do is click on download for Windows. Click on download and click on OK. Download GitHub Desktop. So after downloading GitHub Desktop, locate the file and run it. So let me locate the file I just downloaded. So here it is. I'll double click on it. It might actually be a bit slow when it starts up, so give it time. There it is. Nice. So it has already installed. Now, after running your file, it should actually install and bring you something similar to this. So this window prompts you to sign into your account. Remember, you're just from creating a new account. So the account you actually created on GitHub is the account that you're going to sign in on this app to actually link the two. So let's go ahead. It actually opens your browser. Nice. So I had already signed into my account. Let me show you. Make sure you've also signed in. I had already signed into my account, as you can see. And so after signing in, when you run this app, it will automatically link to your account, and all you have to do is click on finish. And we are done. So we've already created a GitHub account, downloaded GitHub Desktop and linked it to our GitHub account. So I'll actually show you how you use GitHub Desktop. So I'll go ahead and create a new repository. I'll give it the name Hello World. Then I'll click on create. So you have to note the path. This is where it stores your file. You can actually change if you prefer somewhere else. Then click on create repository. So once you create this repository, a repository is like a directory, or let's say a folder, where you store your files. In our case, it will actually be some code, some Python code. Then the way it is stored on your laptop or desktop is the same way it will actually be uploaded to your machine. So it has already created the repository, and as you can see, it shows the name of the repository and shows us if there's any file. But in our case, there's no file. So you can see there's an option here, open the repository in your external editor, open in Visual Studio Code. This is the editor you're using, the editor we already installed in our previous video. So I'll click on this. So after clicking that, it should open your editor, in my case Visual Studio, and it should actually show the folder which is Hello World, the name of our repository. And now inside this folder is where we can add our code. So I'll actually give an example. I'll create a main.py file. For those who are new to Python, all our files end with .py. So you'll give your file any name you like. In my case, I'll be using main. Then to show your code editor that you're referring to a Python file, you need to end by a .py. You can actually see even the icon changes. This is the icon that represents Python. Then click on enter. After clicking on enter, you can see it actually creates the file, and this is the file. Now, in this file is where you can write your code. So in my case, I'll write print hello world. And I'll save this file. Now I'll actually show you how you use GitHub Desktop to upload your file to your GitHub account. So you'll go back to your GitHub Desktop app. You'll give it time to load. You can actually see it actually shows you all the files inside that repository, inside your folder. In my case, the Hello World folder. So I only created one file, main.py, and you can actually see its content. I only wrote print hello world. So after doing this, you have this section here where you have to write a brief description of what your code has been used for. So in my case, I'll write printing hello world, just a brief description. So after writing that, you need to click on this commit to main. So after committing to main, you need to click on this publish repository. So we started by creating our file. then the changes should be shown here. Write your brief description, then click on commit to main. Then afterwards you click on this fetch to origin, but in our previous case it was publish repository. So after doing that, to confirm whether our files have been uploaded to GitHub, we'll go ahead. You can see this is the whole list. Let me show you. So click on the icon on your top right inside your browser and then select on repositories. Click on that, then select on this, your repositories. In your case, it should be blank. No. After uploading that file, it should actually show this. So you can actually see it has shown us that we created a file, a repository hello world. So I'll click on it. You can actually see the file we created main.py and our repository hello world similar to this, and this is the short description we gave printing hello world. So whenever you change your code, you'll just go ahead and save your file, then come here to GitHub Desktop. The changes should be shown. Write a brief summary, commit to main, then click on this fetch origin. And that's how you use GitHub Desktop to upload your code. Thanks for staying tuned. I hope